Now, honestly, the majority of us don't actually use our lecture time efficiently, effectively, for our sort of own benefit and for our own purposes. Because did you know that your lecture time can literally cut your study time in half or even up to 70% less because of how much you maximize on your time, both before lectures, in lectures, and after lectures as well. So, even if we attend all of our lectures, there's a possibility that we're not attentive in our lectures. We can be there in physical presence, but not be there mentally, and not be there and absorbing all the information that we can absorb. So how best can we utilize our lectures? How best can we make the most of our time in lectures and really just maximize as far as possible in order to sort of achieve the best results possible? So I think a lot of us have experienced this, where you're in a lecture and maybe it's not interesting, maybe it's a bit boring, maybe you find yourself a bit bored, you pick up your phone, you start chilling on your phone, maybe take a bit of a nap, and you come out that lecture not understanding a single thing that happened in that lecture. Like, literally, you have no idea what happened. You don't know, you don't really understand what was being spoken about, or you don't understand the word, and it's as if you wasted your time, and you really did. At the end of the day, you really wasted your time. And it's not to say that you are better off being at home, but I think you're better off best utilizing your time. Because if you're gonna be there, guys, you might as well be present, you might as well be on it, because as I said before, it's really for your own benefit in order to help reduce the amount of time you need to study. Because a lot of us, I think, we study, when we first start studying, we start from a point of not understanding anything at all, not having an understanding of what we're actually doing, and it's like we're starting again when we study. So to avoid that, guys, you really need to focus in on your lectures. And I think one of the best sort of starting points here is remove all distractions. And obviously this applies to your studying as well, but I think more importantly, in lecture time, remove your distractions. I think our biggest distraction, it's our phone. It's our phone, and that's what really takes away a lot of our attention. So, take your phone and just put it aside. I'd say, if you can switch it off, honestly speaking, that's the best thing. Or put it on silent, maybe, if you're expecting a phone call. Or put it away, put it in your bag. Like, obviously, just maybe make sure that it's not getting squished by things, but put it in your bag. That's what I used to do. Just put it in your bag, and in that way, make sure that your table in front of you only has the things needed for the lecture. Because I think this goes back to priming your environment for focus. And one of the key ways to ensure focus, to ensure concentration, and to maximize as much as possible on in-lecture time is priming your environment for success, priming your environment for focus and concentration. And that's cleaning it out, stripping it, and making sure that the only thing in that environment is what you need for what you're currently doing. Because multitasking is not a thing. Multitasking doesn't work. I promise you that multitasking doesn't work. So remove all the distractions you have. Put your phone far away. If you have a laptop, you're using it. I use the laptop during my lectures. But only keep the tabs open that you truly need for your subject, for your module, and try close out the tabs, and try not surf your laptop while stuff is being taught there in front. So apply, I think this, because it's a fantastic starting point to ensure that you sort of zero in on what's happening in the lecture. And I think something that's super important that I only started doing at the end in my postgraduate, in my CTA, I really wish I got started in it back in the day, back in my undergrad, because I would have done a lot better. I would have relieved myself as well of a lot of pressure and made things a lot easier for myself. But I think something that really helps you engage and focus on what's happening is engage in the lecture. Ask questions. Give answers. The lecturer says, what do you guys think this is? And there's no wrong answer. I think so many of us are scared of looking stupid. And literally that's not even a thing. Because more than 80% of the people around you probably have the same question as you. And even if they don't, what people think of you doesn't matter. It's literally that simple. I think we get so focused on other people's perceptions on us that when you actually take time to be rational and really consider, why people's opinions don't matter, we don't have an answer because it doesn't matter. So try let go of that mindset of worrying about what people think of you and focus on you and your education. And you're there to get a degree. You're there to maximize your time in lectures. Therefore, just participate, guys. Ask questions. If you're confused, ask questions. And it's not going to be easy at first if it's not something that you usually do. But I think the more you do it, the more you get used to asking questions, even sort of building semi-relationships with your lecturers and stuff. I think it benefits you in the long run, both in terms of your own self-confidence. Because I think once I started actually doing that, I started doing it a lot, even just to sort of push my boundaries on what I felt comfortable with. I was always uncomfortable in asking questions at first, but it got to the point where I got super comfortable. I didn't care what people thought of me, and it had positive effects on other places in my life. So a lot of these things that you apply in your academic setting really do positively impact the rest of your life as well. So that's why I always love giving this sort of advice and these sort of insights, because I know that yes, you're going to apply it in academics, but there's so much more that you can use it for. So I really think just maximize as far as possible and ask questions, make comments. I was always that person that literally, I think I got to the point where I was speaking the most in the lecture, and that's okay as well. I think really engaging with the lecturer, really being part of the conversation, answering questions, you will see that when you get home and when you're studying those topics, you have familiarity because you've already started engaging, you've already started, being one with the content. And, when you combine this with focusing and with really being attentive in your lecture, once again, you cut your study time, guys, because you no longer have to go into the content as a beginner, but you already have a rough idea. And when you go over something, you're like, oh yeah, no, but I remember I asked a question on this, and this was what was actually said. And, you start, sort of drawing those mental models for yourself and, just tying pieces of information together, because it's all about repetition. It's all about, how much you can repeat something to ingrain it in your mind, whether it's theory, whether it's through practical means, however. But the more you repeatedly do something, the more comfortable you get with it, the more you understand it, and the better your prospects at succeeding in varsity. It's that simple. So start the repetition by being attentive in lectures. And I think another way to benefit from lectures is by making notes. I'm not one who particularly likes making notes, but it's very useful, because another surefire way to help you remember things and to help you internalize things is just, by writing them down, by bringing them down to writing. And I think more importantly, writing them in your own words. Don't try and sort of copy paste what is being said or copy paste what's already in the textbook. The textbook is there. Let's be honest. You don't need to rewrite the textbook. That doesn't make sense. Even slides, guys. If the slides are loaded up onto your sort of university's platform, don't rewrite slides. That's not going to help you. Reproduce the work in your own words. And often lecturers, honestly, they set your exams, they set your tests, they point out important things for you, important tips, important tricks that will help you when it comes to exams, when it comes to your tests, when it comes to your assignments. So write those pieces of information down as well for yourself. And that's why you need to pay attention. You need to be on, you need to be focused in a lecture, because you won't get these pieces of advice by just studying your textbook yourself. And I saw the difference for myself from when I just pushed the textbooks and when I was just pushing the slides to when I was engaging in lectures. I would have never, guys, I would have never passed my CTA or my postgraduate diploma first time if it wasn't for me focusing in on lectures. And a lot of people don't pass CTA, a lot of people. And I think I employed the best study habits at that time that I thought was possible. I learned more, along the journey. Obviously now I have a very extensive list of study habits and stuff like that a lot of them obviously I didn't apply because I didn't even know of. And that's the information that I'm trying to get to you guys. So guys, please make notes, guys. Please make notes, no matter how haphazard they are, no matter how bad they look. And I think another thing to consider and to know is that your sort of the things that you apply in this video, if you're applying them for the first time or you're not used to doing them, you won't be great at them. You won't be perfect first time through. You won't be perfect at making notes. You are going to make mistakes. Some things you won't be able to get to. Maybe you're not writing fast enough. Maybe then you start listening less. Maybe your focus keeps being detracted by your phone or by conversation, or you just get tired, you're sleepy and stuff like that. But you need to see this as a journey of progressively getting better at making the most of your attendance at lectures, getting better at absorbing information and focusing and concentrating and just trying to better understand and better equip yourself with the knowledge and skills needed. So just focus on getting better every single day, every single lecture. As days pass, you will get better. The results will accumulate for themselves, but be patient with yourself. Don't rush the process. Don't now, you're attending lectures for 2 weeks, now you are 90%. That's not how it works. It's a gradual process, but you just, employing the right study habits, the right study techniques over time will definitely get you the right results. And I think another thing we struggle with in lectures is fatigue. It's just genuine fatigue, just being tired, just wanting to sleep. And that often is derived a lot from our habits that we just have in life, whether it's your eating habits, your sleeping habits, or even what you consume in terms of your liquids. I think these three, if you don't pay attention to them, and if you're passive in these three areas, it's going to negatively affect the energy that you have in order to maximize your results. And once again, my CTA year opened this up for me. You need to eat right, guys. You need to get the right nutrients in. You need to have whole foods that are healthy, and it doesn't need to be expensive. But you can't always eat takeout. You can't always eat things that are ready made. You need nutrients, guys. You need nutrients for your mind, for your body, and to conserve your energy. And please don't skip meals. Breakfast, you need to have a breakfast, because if you're hungry, you're not going to focus. If maybe you're not well nutritioned, you're not going to focus. And also, drinking water is imperative. Drinking water is imperative. I mean, I literally, guys, everywhere I go, I literally, just go with 2 liters of water, because hydration is important for making sure that your mind remains sharp and that you're ready to take on the day. And I think lastly, please sleep, guys. Sleep, very important. Make sure you get that rest, and make sure it's meaningful rest. We're not talking about 2 hours sleeping and 6 hours lying on bed on social media, but proper sort of 6 to 8 hours of good sleep, guys. Every single night. You need this for yourself, because in order for you to be as attentive as possible in lectures and just make the most of them, you need as much energy as well. So please apply this and the other things I've shared. You know what, guys, I will stay here, on this channel, just giving you all these tips, giving you all these tricks. But if you guys don't apply them for yourselves, it's not going to work. It's not going to help you. So I plead with you guys to please apply these in your own life. See what difference it makes for yourself. If you don't believe me, just try it. Give it a month. See what happens. Give it 2 months, 3 months. If it doesn't work, after a year, then you can say that I lied to you. But I can almost guarantee it's going to work, guys. These are the right sort of study habits and techniques for success, for university success, and I'm giving them to you. It's literally in your hand. So balls in your court. You do with this what you want. But I hope you've enjoyed. Hope you've gotten some value. If you have, drop a like as always, please. And subscribe to the channel, guys. Our subscribers are growing day by day. I love seeing it. Love seeing the progress, love the growth. But I think always for me, it's important that I provide value to you guys and that I really just make a meaningful impact to your day, to your semester, and to your academic journey. So until the next one, let's continue on our journey in creating a better world.